bear. Wah, wah, wah. Ba, 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 ba. Robot and the bear. With Luke and Eric. Luke is a bear. Eric is a robot. Robot and the bear. Robot and the bear. Luke is a bear and Eric is a robot. Robot and the bear. Robot and the bear. Luke is a bear and Eric is a robot. Robot and the bear. Robot and the bear.
That's pretty good. So we're live. Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
That
nice.
was impressive.
I hope that some of that was captured.
I think it was all captured.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone listens to the recordings that we put out, just the audio part. I guess they do.
Yeah.
But on the last 2 or 3, I've been putting one of the songs in front, so it overlaps with whatever new song you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing that. So,
wow.
It's kind of this multi-layered thing.
Stepping up the production values.
Just adding it. Yeah, I think I might have put it at the end of one of them too, at the very end. So it kind of outros to that.
We should I should do a collaboration with your cousin, Mr. Go.
Oh, Go Nakamura.
Yeah.
And you could do a Robot and the Bear. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Having him do the instrumentals,
Yeah.
program some beats.
Were you about to say instrumentalia? Did you say
No,
okay,
no.
I was like,
I just said instrumentals.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah. And then it would we can make it like this big old song out of it.
Sounds good. Okay, well, let's just get him as a guest. That's
Yeah.
how we do it. You get him as a guest, you get free music as a result.
So how's your week, man?
Week's been fine. Should we just jump right into the top
Let's try.
top of the tops?
Yep. Let's start with you, sir.
Me? Why me?
Because I did it the first last time.
No, it was me.
No, what?
I think it was me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
All
Was
right.
it?
Doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind starting.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not ready. That's why.
Wait, I thought you were ready.
I lied. I need to fix a couple things.
All right, number 5 or number 1, depending on how you want to look at it. I saw Mr. Johnny Camanzi Rodriguez's show at KP Projects,
Wow.
aka Mary Karnowski, and it's a beautiful show, and it should be up for a while. We're hoping that he'll be on next week. Fingers crossed. To talk about art and
Fighting.
Is he really big into fighting?
He's a black belt jiu-jitsu guy,
that's
and
right.
he's actually if he could be an instructor, it means he can destroy people at the same time. Take your pick.
Or he can just beat the shit out of kids.
Well, he knows what restraint is. Like, he knows when you're going to get injured. Like, he's going to, you're going to get a broken arm or something. He's a black belt, so he knows exactly when to stop. Whereas like a blue belt won't know, and they might break your arm by accident.
Right.
Like, you're just kind of sparring, doing your rolling around shit.
Right.
You might get fucked up by a blue belt, whereas a black belt knows. Like, like this, yeah.
Interesting.
He understands where your bones are going to break. So this man can do that. He's a big dude too. So
Yeah. He's like,
I can hardly believe he would get angry and use it, but I don't know him that well.
I've never seen him angry before.
Yeah, me neither.
And
Let's
but
keep it that way.
those people like that are like the scariest ones. Because like they come off as like they're chill, they're cool, everything's okay, don't worry, like it's all good. And then suddenly like you push them too hard, you push them. You push and you prod and you push some more, and next thing you know, you're on the ground and you're bleeding.
Oh yeah, or broken bones, or you're gonna wake up from being choked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so what'd you think of the art? And we're gonna talk about it more if he comes on. But for now,
I forgot the name of the show, but like it was a like Birds of Prey or Atomic Bird, something I can't remember the name offhand, but it had a bird theme.
Awesome.
And he had like these huge paintings and he had these tiny paintings, and like it's really interesting watching the way his style has progressed. He's definitely become really colorful.
Yeah.
With this work.
There's a rustic look to his style, right? Like
Yes.
I don't know how else to describe it. Rustic. Is that fair? Because that's like a Gordon Ramsay word, right? He'll go, oh, that spaghetti is rustic.
Right. Well, rustic implies.
But in his art, I say rustic, but it means like, it looks like it could be older. I don't know. It looks classic.
But like this series of work had a much brighter palette than older work.
Right.
Like some of the older stuff had like a sepia kind of quality to it.
Yeah, but there's like, it feels a little worn, but worn is the wrong word for it. But it has like some kind of feeling to it that makes me feel
earthiness, an earthy kind of oxidized quality.
But it's perfect, like literally painted perfect. Mm-hmm. But there's some kind of like thing to it that makes it feel older. Maybe.
Well, I there's been a lot of trends this decade toward these brighter colors, like lots of fluorescence and process colors and stuff like that. Even I'm a little bit like intrigued by it, you know, and you know, and he obviously took note too. So
awesome,
you know, but
go Johnny.
Yeah, it's a great show, and I look forward to talking to him.
Is his name KMNDZ or Command Z or what is it?
I believe it's Command Z.
I think so too, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know, because like command is spelled with a C.
Yeah, but his is K.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know, maybe he was a big, like you joked a little while ago. Maybe he was just a big KMFDM fan, you know, and like want in on this KMFD, you know, game, you know. Right. And instead of being the KMFDM, he wanted to be the KMFDZ. Z.
But there's a lot of other the KMD was a rap group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the KMD, that was like Third Base. KMD was another rap group that was sort of associated with them. There was the KLF, which was like
the Copyright Liberation Front.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was their big hit?
They had a couple. There was What Time Is Love? 3 a.m. Eternal. Which is the big song.
Oh, wow. I don't even know it.
And
I just remember the group.
Last Train to Trans Central.
Wow. You know who... Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I was a pretty big KMFDM fan back in the day.
No. I was talking about...
KLF fan.
The KLF?
Yeah.
It was called the KLF.
Yeah,
right?
the KLF, the Copyright Liberation Front.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that industrial?
No, it was techno.
Oh, wow.
And their thing was it was all like heavily sampled music. Like, you know, they got their samples from all over the place. And when they decided to dissolve the group, apparently they took literally 1 million British pounds,
right,
and like burnt it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
All
right.
You know, so at the time that was like, that was the equivalent of $2 million because like that was like early 90s.
Damn.
So
somebody named Jay Haha says, I just came on, but it sounds like Crayola or however you spell it.
Crayola.
Well, but that's a different guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if this person's confused.
CROLA.
CRAOLA or something, right?
Yeah.
But no, we're talking about KMNDZ.
Yeah.
It's another guy.
Yeah, different guy.
They
kind of come from, it would not be hard to draw comparisons between the two.
For sure. Yeah.
You know.
But Crayola was a graffiti artist. I'm
Yeah.
positive. KMNDZ was not, I believe. Like I don't think
Really?
I don't think he has any graffiti background.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. Because I've asked him,
No.
he said no.
He
just quickly said no.
Nope.
Yeah. Kept it really simple.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. My number 2 is Mr. Albert Reyes.
Whoa.
He had an opening this week over the weekend at Eastern District in Chinatown.
Eastern Projects, I believe.
Eastern Projects, yeah. I don't know.
But
like it is in. Oh, this belt is really tight, and I just ate a big ass dinner. He had a big show.
Yeah,
big show. It's a lot of fun. A lot of the stuff that we've come to expect from Albert Reyes, and a lot of stuff that was different.
Cool.
And if you're in Chinatown, maybe going to get some fried chicken sandwiches from Howlin' Ray's or something like that. Go across the street.
Is that on Chungking Road or
no? No, it's not on Chungking. It's on Broadway. Actually.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And yeah, it's like literally kind of like almost right across the street from Howlin' Ray's. Almost
Wow.
across the street.
Okay.
Maybe like a kitty corner of the.
I think that's his second time he's shown in Chinatown. He showed at the other gallery that's now gone. I forgot what it was called.
Oh.
The guys from Highland Park that they had a gallery there, then they moved to Chinatown, and I think he did a big show there. I forgot what it was called. Sorry, you guys, but yeah. So the second time, Albert Reyes slaying Chinatown.
Slaying it. And yeah, he had like installation stuff. He had like weird sculptural, like kind of like, I don't know, Dada-esque kind of furniture stuff, you know, and then he had lots of paintings, big paintings, and like
Awesome.
small paintings, you know, and I'm sure they're all, you know, relatively affordable. So get yourself a piece of Albert Reyes while you're out there.
You should always. Everyone
Yeah.
should have an Albert Reyes piece.
Absolutely. He's amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Someone mentioned it was called Slow Culture.
Oh.
Gallery. He had a show there that was, I think, big, and then, you know, I was in Chinatown, and now Chinatown.
Was it
too.
Chungking Road or is it?
They were not. They were on the. Is it Hill Street? Yeah, they were on Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of Chungking Road.
Just right, just almost there.
Yeah, exactly. They had a big space though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a really big spot. So they. Yeah.
I never even been there. I never even heard of it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, you know.
Well, I think the guys that own Burger Lords were part of it.
Oh, have you been to Burger Lords?
I have not. But
It's
I know
it's that burger place in the shopping, like in the one block in Chinatown.
Yeah, and the
right?
two brothers that own that were part of Slow Culture Gallery.
Oh.
Yeah, there were two of the three guys of Slow Culture. But I've never ate at Burger Lords.
Okay.
Albert Reyes, though.
Yeah, Albert Reyes
Gets another mention.
Yeah, he's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Most def.
My number 3 is Commander David Fravor on Joe Rogan.
Yo! I'm going to change my top 5 because you said that, man. That was like kind of one of the... Yeah. Okay. Yes.
That was amazing.
And explain who he is. So just
Okay.
for people who don't know.
Commander David Fravor was one of the pilots who, you know, these 3 videos that have come out over the past year of UAPs, aka UFOs, that were like, you know, filmed through like, you know, the cameras on jet planes and stuff. He was one of the pilots that was there and, you know, came out. I think he, in 2017, he, you know, did an interview, an article for, I think, either the New York Times or the New Yorker or something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, he is one of the most credible witnesses to a UFO phenomenon because of his military background, because he wasn't a diehard UFO nut, you know. And he and, what's his name? The other guy, the scientist guy, I'm blanking out his name.
I don't know. I never even heard of that guy. So I don't.
The
I don't
guy
know.
who was
I don't really
at
know
Area
who he is.
51,
Yeah.
you know, or Section 4 or whatever.
He was cool, but I tuned him out.
Yeah.
I didn't care about him as much as the pilot.
Yeah. I watched a documentary on him, but, you know, but like when Commander Fravor was on, I was very interested, and I just listened to the entire thing, and I was like, this is like peak fucking Rogan right here. man.
Yeah. Well, because I think a lot of people will listen to Joe Rogan or who know who Joe Rogan is will not know that this pilot is even on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're not like a fan or if you don't listen to him, you wouldn't know.
Right.
But it's the most serious thing ever for anyone who has an inkling of UFO belief of any sort. This is like a major thing.
Yeah.
To have this pilot on a huge podcast that 1 million people or more, 2 or 3 million, will listen to.
Yeah.
And he's credible, I think. I'd
Yeah.
like to believe he's credible.
Yeah.
And it's not just him who saw it, though. There's 3 other people
Yeah.
who saw it, plus the radar people.
Yep.
And who
The radar people, they detected it or detected that this thing was blocking the radar, and then he, his co-pilot, and the other jet that was flying with him. Apparently, the footage is from the other jet that was with him. So
it's pretty amazing. So that's worth a listen. But I don't know, where does it go from here? That's the question. Like, now that this, where does it go? Does it go anywhere else, or is this it? Is this the end of this conversation about UFOs? At least this UFO.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I think we as a society are just too preoccupied with so much immediate stuff that's going on around us right now that, like, whether it's, the presidency, the impeachment, his crazy politics and stuff like that. Like, it's almost like, if we were in any other kind of, like, under any other political administration, it would be headline news.
Right.
It would be like the talk. And, it's just kind of gets like buried underneath everything else.
Yeah.
So,
damn.
Because
I haven't really seen news that this guy appeared on Joe Rogan and they had this conversation. Like, because like when Elon Musk went on, it was news.
Yeah.
But this isn't making the news, even though he's credible. And he says that, what is it, the radar people, they've been seeing it for a long time.
Yeah.
This isn't just like the first time. They've been seeing it over and over and over.
Right. Yeah, they were sent out there because the radar people had detected something like this coming up, for the past several days or something like that. So
the freaky one was the fact that then they said that it comes out of the water too. Or like it comes from the ocean. Like, it can go in.
It sounded like it was kind of like,
I think if you listen to it, there's a part where they talk about that they've seen some that go into the water and out of the water. But anyway, but it's nuts.
I might have missed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It isn't a 2-hour podcast, and
it's wild. It's interesting.
Whenever like Joe goes on like these like on the UFO thing, I'm like, my ears perk up.
Oh, it's awesome, because otherwise there'll be, what is it, like he'll have his comedian buddies on,
right?
And those I'm kind of like, I get less into. I hate to say,
yeah, I'm not
because it's the same people over and over and over.
Yeah, like Ari, what's his name?
Whatever. Yeah. So I'm less interested. But when he gets like a guest like that, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's like there's some really. He does definitely get some pretty amazing guests on.
But this whole thing about the UFO thing, the biggest thing, I guess they talked about a lot, was the technology. The fact that this thing doesn't use the same kind of propulsion,
right?
Like jet or fuel propulsion. Maybe it's using it could be fuel, but it leaves no plumes of smoke. Or
it doesn't leave it doesn't have produce the heat that like you would, like a jet as it's going, it would have, you would see the exhaust from it.
This is clean, clean shit.
Clean energy, baby.
Maybe it's electric. I don't know. Just saying. But anyway, okay, whatever.
I think it's something else other than that.
Yeah.
My number 4. So, those of you who, might know me, know that I read a lot of manga.
Oh, no.
And, one of the titles that I like, as soon as I find out the chapter is released, I'm on my tablet and reading, is Attack on Titan, which of course has had a pretty popular anime. And they just this month they did Attack on Titan chapter 122, which is a game changer. Oh my god, it fucking blew me away. I read the fucking chapter 2.5 times. That in one sitting. I was just like, what the fuck? Of course, unfortunately, I know you're not like, reading it, so you can't really talk. Not. But like,
maybe you could talk to Yosuke about this for like 2 hours on just chilling in the hotel.
I kind of feel like Yosuke and I, we kind of like connect on more of a older kind of anime kind of thing.
I have a feeling he might read that though.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, if he did, I would love to, talk to him about it. But like, holy shit, it blew me away. Like, it fucking, like, I cannot wait to see how they animate this shit. Like, it is so good.
Awesome.
And, geez, my number 1. I did bring a prop. I think I left it at the table. No, I left it. It's in my pocket. Oh nope, wrong one. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Oh,
just had to show off your toy anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had my gold one. It's probably in my car right now, but like, yeah, I had the prototype for this. I had one that's covered in gold.
Oh, I dropped it. Shit.
Thank you, Eric. And I'm starting the push to get back to doing my little comics and toys based on this character, the Ghost Bear. And and so I have a personal colorway that came out that I got my hands on of the little dude. It's a super sparkly gold one. If you go to Ghost Bear Land on Instagram, you can see a picture of it. And yeah, so I guess I'll call that my number one today. Though the Attack on Titan Chapter 122 is definitely much more important to me.
Wow. Okay.
But I think you guys wouldn't like that,
Yeah, no, there's no comments of anybody reading it.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, you guys got to fucking read that shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, how about you?
Okay, top 5. Let's see. Number 5, I'll start with the bottom. Revival Art Show at GR2.
Revival Art Show.
Yes.
I showed up super late for that.
I heard I was already here at home and chilling, but was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints. Really cool to see older pieces sometimes and some new ones.
Yeah.
But it was a good mix. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy with that. But then the show coming up, Akko Castuera is going to do a show October 26th. That's the next show.
Nice.
Yes.
That should be cool. It's like a sculptural show then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Akko is back.
Akko is back.
And I love hearing that. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorites. And ceramics is, just imagine, that was probably like 5-6 years ago where ceramics was not a thing I was going to ever show.
Oh.
And Akko is kind of the one that actually changed that.
Oh, really?
She turned me out.
Whoa. She said, you got it wrong, Nakamura.
Yeah, but I think she did that to a lot of people, not just me as a shop or whatever, but a lot of people who didn't even give a fuck about ceramics are now like, oh, ceramics are cool.
Are ceramics cool now?
I think so. Yeah. And there's a lot of people doing it. And yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And those craft fair stuff have tons of people doing ceramics. There's ceramic events now.
Do you think it just happened?
I don't think all this happened 10 years ago. This is like a thing in the last 5 years or less.
Do you think it coincided with the rise of Etsy and like these other?
Probably, yeah. But for at least a lot of artists I know, Akko is like the epicenter. Like she's the one that got people into it.
Really?
I think so.
Even like say Cozy and
they were way later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way later.
But did they kind of like go like, it's Akko who made me into this?
I don't know if they'll say that. I don't think anyone wants to admit anything. These artists are like, no, it's all me. I did it. Me. No.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
But I think,
It's
in my
true.
opinion, she totally turned people onto ceramics. And the very first show where she started showing ceramics, I was like, oh man, are we really doing this? Like all like bummed. And that stuff was the best. And sure enough, people were buying it. It was the first time I was really selling ceramics.
Mm-hmm.
People were buying it and loving it. And then the next show, she said, you know what? It's only going to be ceramics. I'm like, fine, bring it. And, again, did really well. So
Wow.
I just know that, people got turned on to ceramics from her, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. As art, as an art thing. I don't know. That's what
Well, I mean, like, I imagine that there has to be a lot of different kind of things that line up for it to be well. First of all, like,
yeah, definitely.
Obviously the skill, the sculptor is important, but then also like the price point is important.
Yeah.
But
and also it's the availability of on a kind of a tangent, I suppose, just the fact that you can go to a ceramic studio, they have wheels, they fight,
oh yeah.
and then some of these studios are really big enough for, basically all I know is if I joined one of these studios, I'd probably see a bunch of artists that I recognize or know at any given moment. I bet you there's a whole bunch.
I know
because it went from zero to now tons of people doing ceramics.
I have a friend who sculpts, and she was doing something like downtown, kind of near the American Apparel area. And
There's something down there. I don't even know what it is, but there is a place there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see the show.
Yeah, me too.
October
26th.
26th.
Boom.
Wow. That's pretty close to get. Oh, I have my whatchamacallit appointment with my ophthalmologist. Pretty close to that date. So
Awesome.
yes, it's glasses.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. Anyways,
I was like,
we talked about this last week, so
oh,
it's the reason
yeah.
why I figured I'd bring.
I was
it
like,
up.
are you gonna get an eye operation to make them bigger?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get double
Yeah,
eyelids.
double eyelids.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4. I missed a lot of it, but Mr. Robot season started. Didn't watch it yet.
I only saw season 1.
Yeah, that's starting. Walking Dead evidently started, which I've not heard a thing about that, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. I don't care how many sharks it jumps. It doesn't matter.
Are you a fan of the Walking Dead series?
Sure.
Like you're like,
I'm not
Yeah.
that big of a fan,
Like-
but I mean,
did you mourn when Glenn died?
oh yeah, boy, that was sad. Come on, Glenn, that was sad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't deny that. It's
Yeah,
sad. He's
so
like,
there.
you know,
Yeah, no,
he was like, the token Asian dude.
yeah,
You know,
I pay attention.
so
Yeah, so
pounding smashing the kind of cute white chick.
See,
Yeah.
when does that get to happen?
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Everything's
There you go.
Jet Li and fucking what's her name?
Yeah, Chow Yun Fat.
No, Jet Li and what was
Oh.
the one like singer who died?
Aaliyah or something.
Aaliyah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Aaliyah and Jet Li out
Yeah.
there. That's how Hollywood sees, Asian and mixed relationships with Asian males.
Totally. But Glenn went straight for it.
Yeah.
Of course, it was the apocalypse, though.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Of course. Of course.
It's like if you're with a room full of people and you know that you're on a ship that's sinking and you're all going to die, there's going to be an orgy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Fuck yeah.
So, there's apocalypse, there's slim pickings. So Glenn just said, it was the opposite, though. Glenn's like, you look lonely. Way to go, Glenn.
Yeah, way to go,
Anyway.
Glenn. Anyways,
It could've gone
he's
the
been
other-
he's been dead for a couple seasons, anyways.
yeah.
So,
Yep. Number 3, solar power.
oh,
We're running on solar power.
really?
Well, power backup battery from solar, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
When did you get? How long did it take for it to be installed?
So the solar part getting installed is quick. Getting it okayed by the LADWP, the Department of Water and Power,
Right.
that took like 7 months of just waiting. Like it goes through a
Like
process.
it's been sitting here for like 7 months.
Yes.
Not letting you take any of the
Yes.
power.
Yep. That's how it worked. Fucked up. But it's because they obviously are going to make less money. They probably don't have a giant staff to deal with it purposely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like deterring you from getting it because, like I didn't know I was going to wait 7 months for them to give it the green light and let me turn that shit on. Took 7 months.
Wait, so
We just sat there just dormant.
was it like charging up the battery and too? Like, was your battery like getting a woo woo?
Nope.
woo, woo, woo?
No.
No.
You mean it will now, but I'm saying is it was just like this sitting thing, dead thing that just sitting there. And I had to wait 7 months for it to get used. It just turned
Wow.
on. So shame on LADWP. And I figure that's kind of why they got raided by the FBI. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of shady stuff going on.
Right.
But they definitely don't want you to have
Wait,
solar.
when were they raided by the FBI?
Like 2 months ago, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that they kind of aren't. They're not in a rush to set you up with solar.
Do you think that,
it's there to help the environment and all this kind of bullshit, but they just aren't there to help you. Yeah, absolutely not. So it took 7 months, and I'm like, how come you couldn't just do this shit in like 2 months?
yeah, a
Or-
month?
How about it?
Just send someone out here, take a look at it, and go, "Yep, looks good."
How about 3 months? I'll accept 3, but 7 months was crazy. Just it being sitting there doing nothing, and everything was just an email that would come. Like nothing was. Like no one would show up. It was just like an email shows up saying it is now past this stage, and I'm like, you haven't done anything. It's like the paperwork is just sitting in a big pile, and then it tells you when it leaves that pile and goes to the next one. And at the very end, a guy comes here, installs something, and then like he goes, okay, you can turn it on now. And I'm like, wow, where were you for 7 months? And it just
So, are you completely off the grid?
I'm still connected because what if it's a cloudy day? Or a cloudy week or a rainy week, you're fucked. So no, you guys still be on the grid.
But
right?
does it get to a point where they actually pay you?
Technically, yeah, I'm at that stage where it's doing that.
Wait, so your entire like thing, your entire house is set up for solar. Like how
Yeah.
many panel? Like how much?
There's 13 panels.
Okay.
And it's enough to charge the battery because I have a battery too. So basically, there's enough power that the solar seems to be enough during the day to power everything. Air conditioning is sketchy though because air conditioning takes a lot of power.
Right.
So I have a feeling I wouldn't have enough solar for just air conditioning. I think that thing just really is gnarly. But I have a backup battery that if that's charged and I have solar, yeah, it'll be enough. But if I run an air conditioning 24 hours, it won't be enough. So I'll be
depends on
using the grid. But right now, like because the weather's nicer and I'm not using the AC, I'm selling power back to the DWP. So I'll be getting a small credit there. But yeah, power's going back every day. Like I'm actually right now 100%.
I had no idea that like solar panels were so efficient to the point where like, you know, I mean like your place is not like small.
Yeah, but the whole thing is I'm not using that much power right now. So if I were using more power, like AC is the big one. If you're using air conditioning, that's a huge amount of power.
Well, it depends on like what temperature you set your AC on.
68, buddy.
Are you serious?
I'm just kidding. No. No, I'm joking. It was like 80 or something or
okay.
79.
Yeah.
But it's like weird. It says 79, but when that air is blowing, it's cold. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, 79 it is like still cold.
Yeah,
It's
when I
weird.
have guests, I throw it to 79, but when I'm by myself, it goes to 82.
Oh, wow. No, mine's at 80 technically, but sometimes I make it lower. But right now it's been cool enough where
I
I don't
know.
even need to turn it on. So
I know it's light jacket weather here in Los Angeles. It's lovely.
yeah, wow. Okay, so David Horvath says he keeps his at 80. Yeah.
See, I live by myself, like, so I can like,
Yeah.
you know, stomach like 82, and then like, you
82
know,
is too high.
and then I sit in front of a fan the entire
Yeah,
time,
But
you know.
nonetheless, I have 13 panels, so 13 panels gives you about close to 3 kilowatts an hour.
Okay.
Kilowatts. So, I mean, I think an AC, though, uses more than 3 kilowatts just alone. So you would need, like, more panels just for the, like, a big, you know, it's a big AC unit. So
Right.
it's not like a window unit. This is a bigger one.
Yeah.
But, like, central air. But, yeah.
Cool.
Just so you know. So it's like, you know, the AC, you're going to use some grid there. You know, but it's all good. So, but then at nighttime, it runs off battery. The whole house will be on battery.
Right.
Like right now, we're probably running on battery right now, and we're fine.
So I mean,
And if the battery runs out, it'll just go to the grid.
but like even like on cloudy days, like sun still kind of comes through.
You'll get some. Just won't. You know, like today, I think the sun wasn't out until like 10 a.m. maybe or something. It was kind of overcast, so there was like time lost on the charging up the battery and
I see.
powering up.
Well, congratulations on
but
getting it
it's
set up.
More so, I mean, I like to believe I'm somewhat environmental, not as much as Yosuke. He's the king.
Yes, he is the king.
He's my guru. But I mean, I think part of it was just to be able to do that. And I don't know. I feel like the power company is a monopoly, right? It's just the only one. You don't have a choice. There's no
Right.
second choice. So I'm glad to like not, let them give me the power. I'm glad I can use some of the solar.
Wait, isn't Edison like one of
Edison's
the?
different, but I can't get Edison here. It's just LADWP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are parts of LA that's Edison.
Because I get
Not here.
Edison.
Yeah,
I
not
think,
here.
So
Yeah, so you don't have a choice. Like I can't. It's like picking internet. I think I could pick more than one, but power you can't. Pick more than one.
you know what? My favorite thing to do is as soon as like the bill goes up, and I'll just like start like hunting for fucking coupons from other companies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, and I'll just call up my provider, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to shut off, cancel my account. You know, blah 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 is offering this and that, and they'll just try and beat it. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So David Horvath says Eric is right. 79 gets cold, especially if you have the vent right near you.
Yeah.
But you can't do 72. That's like too much.
Nah,
But
you're
then-
not a mall, man.
But
You're
then,
not a movie theater.
But then he said in the car 59.
Oh shit! I fucking I blast the AC in my car. It's that's
Love that.
Yeah, I mean that's a car. Like like I don't have to pay
Yeah.
LADW or Edison.
And this fella named Jay Haha says New Zealand and Queensland, Australia. I hope that's where he or she is listening from. are the kings of green architecture and reusable energy.
It's true.
That's awesome. We're a little behind here. I'm
we're
assuming
super behind. Like I know they're building like structures that are designed to suck up like the carbon out of our atmosphere, you know, and transform it into, I guess, either energy or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a video on it. And
there's a lot of things that are interesting. I see like there's a object now or a device that takes the plastic or microplastic out of the ocean that's just getting going. I don't know. You know, like I just saw that on YouTube. You know, there's a lot of like things going on. And then so instead of solar power, my number 3, which we're still talking about, was going to be Greta Thunberg.
Oh, make America Greta again.
Anyway, but nah. the best thing I liked was the fact that Anonymous, you know, the Anonymous guy, they did a video talking about Greta Thunberg.
Oh.
And just kind of warning her that everything she's doing now is like, they didn't say it's bad, but they're basically saying that all the people she's associating right now are like causes of a lot of problems. That she's not, all the people that are being nice to her are not good people, is what they're basically telling her. You know, like, because she's like now being in photos with all kinds of people, and they're like, some of them are the culprits themselves. Right. But she doesn't know. They're disguised as like, you know, people that care, but they're actually bad. Thank you, Anonymous.
Oh, Anonymous.
Yes.
You guys are the best.
I know. Whoever that is, amazing. Anyway, yeah. Number 2. Theft at GR, Giant Robot Store.
Again.
Theft. Yeah, the last one was in June. This one here, it is in October. It happens again on video.
Yeah.
Really fun promoting that stuff, you know. So I put that on social media.
Yeah, you got quite a bit of attention this time.
Oh yeah, well, last time too, and this time a lot, and supposedly NBC might even put it on somewhere. I don't know
Our local affiliate.
Yeah, I don't know where and how, but I actually talked to somebody today. They tweeted at me with a phone number saying, "Call us." You know, it's NBC. We want to know if it's okay we run that. I'm like, go ahead. I don't know, whatever. So go for it. You know.
That's awesome.
And they asked me a few questions, and maybe it'll be the butt of a news day. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny. But anyways, I get more joy out of promoting it and seeing what happens rather than I don't really care who the guy is, the thief. What am I gonna do with that? Like,
you were saying though he snagged a freaking Barry McGee book.
Yeah, but a well-worn Barry McGee.
Are you sure it's the well-worn one?
Yeah, because there's only one, and it's well-worn, and it's been sitting there forever. Like,
yeah, but
I don't have another copy of that.
You know, he could have freaking asked for a discount.
Yeah, I don't know. He could have just bought it or did something, but it's been sitting there forever, like years.
What a jackass!
Yeah, it's like the last copy that was so worn that nobody wanted to buy it, and he stole it. But it's right on video, and he's got tattoos. He looks kind of boring, but
he's a white dude. He's got a baseball cap,
and he has an ear thing, whatever you call it.
He's got those plugs,
but a plug missing, right? So it just looks like a floppy earlobe.
Gross.
Yeah,
so
and
gross.
You could see that on my Twitter or whatever, Facebook.
Are you gonna put on the Insta?
I haven't done it yet, but I will, because the last one has like 15,000 views because I checked it today. Yeah, 15,000 people watch those guys steal stuff. So
nice.
Maybe a lot will watch this person do it.
Yeah, fucking like he had like really pointy sideburns.
Really, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I noticed it. I was like, "What's up with the sideburns?" And it's like, "Oh, gross."
Anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens where it goes, but I'm gonna have to make a wall of shame and get that up there.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised that he stole with because he had all those posters up.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So people aren't looking for that necessarily, but now we're gonna have to do that more.
Dude, it's one of the things that I notice all the time when I go to cash registers. Like there's this art supply store I went to in Hawaii, and it literally was wallpapered with screenshots of like people I guess shoplifters.
Wow.
And I was like, oh.
I'm going to start doing that more, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be that shop, but fuck it. I'll be that shop.
Be that shop, yes. Nakamura.
Yeah.
Because they can't do it to you. It's hard for them to do it. It's because there's only one shop. It's fucking GR1, man. GR1 is kind of like its own kind of down-homey, kind of grassrootsy, like indie kind of fun store, and like GR2 is like the art gallery. Yeah. And you even have those posters up in the gallery.
Yeah, people love looking. So now I'll print another one by tomorrow and get this new one up.
You need to make sure you design a good, a stable, format to the posters. That way, I think someone actually posted a poster on Facebook. You know, like using the
Oh,
impact font and
put them on Sawtell, huh? Get them up there on the polls.
getting them up
may
on the
do that.
polls.
They all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, you're protecting your friends and neighbors, and
Yeah.
maybe even your enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. And the top item for me in my top 5 is Kim Shattuck, rest in peace. She was the lead singer of the Muffs, the punk rock band. Man, I knew her in the early to mid 90s. I mean, yeah, no, I probably went to 20 shows, maybe. And I was at, like, when they recorded an album, I was at the recording studio with them. And I went on a little mini tour to San Diego with them.
Oh, wow.
I sold T-shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what else? I mean, there's a lot of things. I have a little bit of a history there with them, and it's just really sad that she passed away from ALS.
Oh.
There's a lot of things you could read about her, and I mean, you know, their band is like good and or awesome. I mean, I love their band, but I don't know if they, you know, the word "made it," whatever that means. I don't know if they all made a living with that band. I'm kind of doubting it.
Right.
But I mean, gosh, everybody wrote about her. Like the New York Times wrote an obituary. LA Times have written. There's more than one thing. TMZ even mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I mean, I never, you know, like I don't know how big of a star or their band became or how big they became, but just seeing that was kind of surprising. I was like, wow, you know, like her punk rock credibility was just insane high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she had a lot of love from so many news outlets. I mean, NPR did a piece too.
Oh, nice.
So like, yeah, but it was really sad, sad way to go.
ALS is definitely a terrible way to go.
Yeah. So I've known her for a while, and just sad. It's just one of those things where I'm like, oh man, you know, she passed away.
How long was she, like going through it? Yeah.
Maybe 2 years, I think. Yeah. So, just one of those things where I'm like, oh man. So I posted some photos on my Instagram of the Muffs.
Yeah, I saw those pictures. I
some
didn't
on
know that
Facebook.
it was in memorial to.
Yeah. She passed away. Like I think it was just last week. So now it's been like my feed from Facebook, for example. It's all Muff stuff every day. It's for the last week. It's been like every day. There's so much stuff. And it's just because you know it's like they're just people I follow and stuff. But yeah, friends, fans, and just all kinds of, I don't know. It's just weird. You know? But yeah, that was just really unfortunate and sad. But so yeah, Kim Shattuck from the Muffs.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a bummer.
Yep. Sorry, didn't mean to take us down a level, but man, no, she was like a friend. So, or you know, like just sad to see that.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. I mean, like when I think of ALS nowadays, I've been thinking of that one guy who's been like interviewing all the Democratic, whatchamacallit, candidates. Adi, I can't remember his last name, but like, yeah, he did interviews with like, you know, like the top 5 candidates, like Bernie and Warren and, you know, or top 4. He, you know, he's been asking Biden to do an interview, but he hasn't, you know, Biden hasn't done the interview yet. So though I kind of feel like Biden is
on the outs.
On the outs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Warren is like numero uno right now.
It's Andrew Yang. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like we're talking about like, you know, the mass media's, you know, take on the situation, but you know, freaking Yang, he's actually doing surprisingly well.
Yang gang. I've been like, as the days go, I find more people are totally Yang ganging it. They're totally into it.
Andrew Yang, do our podcast, buddy. You know, represent here with the robot and the bear.
He's awesome.
Rawr.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, it's like, man, what a movement. You know, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of reminiscent of, what's his name's? Oh my God, why am I blanking on names so badly today? You know, like the older guy,
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sanders' campaign from like 2016.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, you know, so one of the things that like caught my eye this week was the Yoshitomo Nara record for Asia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Is it it's his record, right?
I think it's an Asian record.
Really?
A record for Asia in terms of, I think, contemporary art.
Really?
Maybe.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Maybe I misread it.
Either way,
You know,
it's a
but-
lot of money and
Yeah, 24 big M's.
yeah.
You know, for a Yoshitomo Nara, piece, and it's a pretty popular one. It's the girl in the red dress, with like the kind of pale background, and
Isn't that amazing though? Like how, I mean, you recognize the painting, but did you ever think about the painting at all?
I didn't even know how big it was.
But did you ever think about it, like in terms of like, like if you think of Yoshitomo Nara, does that painting just pop into your mind, or did you just see a photo of it at the auction and go, "Fuck, I know that painting."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like that painting is in your memory. You've seen it before, but it's not like we've ever talked about, or you've probably never had a conversation with anybody about, hey, there's this rad single one Yoshitomo Nara painting that I like more than the others, or that I recognize more than others.
Right.
But then you realize that is the epic one.
Right.
Like that is sort of like one of the ones that make Yoshitomo Nara in a way, right?
Right. No, it's definitely one of his
Yeah.
seminal pieces.
That's kind of interesting.
But there's like some weird pieces of his that like kind of make me think like, oh, Yoshitomo Nara. Like there's like one of like a dog in a fucking plane kind of like diving that like, like that always comes to mind.
It's a great one.
A lot of the kids coming out of holes.
Yeah, or
you know.
holding a knife or something, right?
Right.
But still, it's like
Like the
that,
shonen knife
Yeah.
stuff that he did.
But that one, you just know that one so well that it's like, man, it's like, but you don't. I don't think of Yoshitomo Nara as one piece artist. Like I think of him as this huge body of work.
Yes.
But then you realize, no, there's still like there's one.
There's standouts.
Yeah,
There's
there
definitely
are
standouts.
standouts that are like that epic.
Right.
That it goes for $25 million.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, this got me thinking of specifically, Nara. Nara is one of those artists who makes deceptively simple work. And I think, he created an entire legion of artists inspired by his simplicity.
Sure. Name one. Luke Chu.
Yeah, I won't deny that. I will not deny that. I won't deny that. Like I remember the first time I saw Nara's work, it was in the Superflat book.
Oh, in the book.
Yeah, because
Wow.
this is like I was living in San Luis Obispo at the
So
time.
it's like year 2001 or 2002 maybe.
Yeah, 2000, 2001, 2002, around there, and I remember seeing his work, and I think part of me saw it and said, I could do that.
Sure.
I want to because when I started painting a little bit more seriously, especially in like Los Angeles is kind of like known as a like lowbrow / pop surrealist kind of town. And like artists that really kind of like epitomize that genre are artists like Todd Shore or Mark Ryden, Robert Williams, and like their work is very graphic, very illustrative, and I admittedly can't paint like that. I still can't paint like that. After
Sure.
fucking painting for 15 fucking years, I still can't paint like that. And I don't want to paint like that, to be honest.
Not a lot of people can. I mean,
Like, it looks painful to me.
it is painful.
It looks like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look fun to me. I want to, paint stuff that, like, is fun for me to paint, like, where I could really kind of let loose. And I felt like, Nara, kind of his delicate simplicity, like, really resonated with me. And I remember, one of the, like, when we like, after you recognize that, like, I was an artist, and like became kind of familiar with my work, you had a comment that was this like something along the lines of, "Oh, I thought you were just another, Yoshitomo Nara wannabe," implying that you thought that I was, but that I am not.
Yeah.
Though,
recognize.
Though I could very well still be, you could probably, maybe though you didn't really say it that way,
I didn't.
So
Okay, I don't remember.
So maybe like you still do think I'm a Yoshitomo Nara.
No,
So,
far from it. Far from it, but it's all good.
But like, the thing that's kind of like really got my panties in a bunch, are these the plethora of Yoshitomo Nara wannabes that have come up recently.
There's a lot, huh?
Yeah, like I'm looking at one right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, like Javi Calleja.
Whoa, yeah. There you go.
Like he's got like pictures of him like
Yoshitomo Nara
hanging out with frickin' Murakami and fucking of these other fucking like huge fucking like artists. He's got like 109,000 fucking followers, and I guess it's really well painted. Here's
not a fan. I don't really like the paintings in general though.
Yeah, and like it is like he has this one. It's the fucking bear. Like
show. Or so it's Javi, like Javi.
Yeah, Javi Calleja, and it's just kind of like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, like.
And how does he have the support of like such?
Yeah, he's got like
big
fucking
artist luminaries, that are like thinking that that's rad.
Right. I mean, like, and then if you like, I was talking to another artist about his work, and like, if you look. Like he doesn't post a lot on Instagram, but if you look at some of his oldest stuff on Instagram, like he was just basically biting a lot of different other kind of contemporary art, like styles,
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, fucking.
What is that thing?
It's matches or whatever, but like, and then like he kind of like found his niche, I guess, and suddenly like he's fucking huge as shit, and I'm like, well then there's some other ones, like, but some of them are actually pretty good.
I think is this the thing that I think
like this guy, Roby Dwy Antono, or something. I think that's who I'm looking at. I'm waiting for. Yeah, here's another fucking.
that looks a little like Nara too, just a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a slightly more rendered version of Nara.
Yeah.
But
it's like weird. It's just these portraits, right? They're
Right.
like portraits of maybe mostly female characters.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. As a gallerist, what is your take on all this?
What do you mean? Not good.
Like,
I'm not a fan.
we were joking a while ago. It's like, we could like just fucking do a Wish I Was Nara show.
Oh man, get those guys.
No, they're too big.
They gotta be in it though.
They're too big for Giant Robot now, I think.
No, they just should be in the show.
I mean, they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Apparently they're
huge, but they lack the soul that Yoshitomo Nara gives to his art.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
there's a meaning behind it. I think with Nara's pieces, there's like a history. These look like they're just painting with their like hands, eyes and hands.
Right.
There's no soul in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's all they're doing is trying to make something that's catchy and cool. But Nara's the original. I mean, and continues that way.
Yeah.
I mean, $25 million says so, in a way. I mean, when that shit happens, it's like, who the original is.
Right.
That's an older piece. It sold for that much money.
Yeah.
And there's one man just sitting on the top of the mountain just going, yeah, I'm the original. You guys they're all copies.
I heard something that like Nara actually commented on this stuff.
Yeah, I think he made a mention of something like kind of paraphrasing what I said. About how those pieces just don't have the soul or the meaning of what his pieces have.
Right.
But he's acknowledging that there's ripoffs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows there's ripoffs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I guess
but that's that's art, right? I mean,
sure.
Here it is. Like he's been at it for At least as far as we've seen him for like 20 years now. That's about how long I've seen Nara's work.
Yeah.
Close to 20 years. And, 20 years later, there's going to be people who copy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess, part of it is rooted in the deceptive simplicity of his work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually, like, really fond of his charcoal stuff. Like, I remember, like, going to one of the last Blum and Poe shows they did in their old Blum and Poe space across the street.
Smaller.
Yeah.
But still big.
Yeah.
But smaller.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
he had like a series of these charcoal drawings of his characters, and they were just really intense.
Wow.
I love Nara. I fucking love his work. I think he is, that there's this like the longer he paints, the more his work kind of evolves, and then there's like the range of the really super simplified kind of almost crayonish kind of stuff, to like these really like soft kind of rendered oil painted fucking canvases, that he did.
And big ones, and they're amazing.
Yeah, and they're fucking amazing.
Yeah, they are.
And it's just kind of like he. I think I'm sure there's a shit ton of artists out there who had the exact same thought that I had when they looked at the work.
Just thought they could do it too.
Yeah,
I could do it too.
I could do it. I want to do that. I could do that.
Man, it's I don't know. There's a refinement to what he's doing there.
But the one thing that I could never live with is being a wannabe.
Oh, for sure.
Like, oh, you're just a wannabe Nara. Like, it would crush me.
Right.
It's saying that like I didn't have the fucking talent to fucking create my own voice.
Right.
And of course, creating your own artistic voice is not easy either. You kind of have to like live. You can't
Sure.
you can't just fucking like create. I mean, you can, if you're going to create like contemporary art where, you're just kind of throwing like insane metaphors together and concepts, tied together with a fucking, high art ribbon, but like, I don't know. I think that like, if you're going to be doing this kind of illustrative narrative kind of work, you kind of need to have life to draw experience from. And
I agree. That's the soul that I think that shit's lacking is what Nara refers to, right? Or referring to is that.
Right.
Yeah. That you can paint like me. It can look sort of like mine, but it's not like mine.
Are there other artists out there that come to mind when you think of like wannabes? I'm sure there's a shit ton of wannabe Murakamis out there.
I mean, there are, but I don't really know who they are. Like someone who makes their own dub character. No, not really. I mean, there's a ton who try to copy Robert Williams, right?
Right.
I mean, that's hard to do, but there's a ton that try to copy that.
Right. Or Mark Ryden,
Sure.
especially. I mean, like, and there's a ton of like cause wannabes out there.
I haven't really seen them because I don't even know what to look for there, but I'm sure there's tons of cause wannabes.
Well, in my eyes, it is the combining pop culture icons,
yeah.
Cartoon pop culture icons with a gimmick.
Oh, speaking of your favorite artist, Cause.
Yeah. Yes.
Those recently there was some kind of a controversy about him speaking about China.
Ooh.
Yeah. Evidently, he did a painting of Mao a while ago that had like I think he kind of he did his Cause character and Mao, and I think he came out and apologized for that recently, from what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like an old work.
Gotta get that sweet yuan.
Yeah, but I think things went. Yeah, I think Uniqlo pulled some of his stuff, and like things have
You mean there was actually still stuff available from Uniqlo in fucking China?
I guess so. But I guess there was some kind of like backlash, and he came out and apologized, and basically,
as a Chinese American person,
yeah,
I'm going to say this: China, chill out.
Oh wow, you're defending Cause.
I'm defending any artist who is making a comment about a cultural icon.
But he pulled the balls out of it, so he's not really making a comment. He's acquiesced to it all.
Oh, well,
And
this goes to show you, Cause doesn't have any balls.
oh my God! Okay.
Fucking stand up! Fucking stand up for to your work, man. Fucking believe in what
From my understanding and what I heard, because I haven't read his statement, but that he basically said that he doesn't want to make art that harms people or bums people out or something like that, which is weird because as an artist you shouldn't think of it that way. But
if you don't want to fucking oh my God,
yeah, see,
fucking lame.
Something like that. You have to.
You really want me to hate this guy, don't you?
You have to read the comment
because
Cause owes me money. We haven't even talked about that.
Oh, he owes you money.
I forgot about that. Cause owes me. I've learned to forget about it because I kind of forgot about it. But
right.
Yeah, I just remembered the other day. Cause owes me money.
Wait.
I tried to get it back
Mr. fucking, I'm Richie Riching in a fucking big bank vault full of money I made off of.
Yeah, he owes me money. I kid you not. I mailed him. So I had. Here's the. You want to know the story?
Yes, I want to hear the story.
Do you remember this? There's the shop in France called Colette.
Yes.
Right. So long ago, they contacted me and asked if I wanted to buy all of the Cause books that he self-published. He made his first book of his own. It's a black cover book.
Right.
And he self-published it, and I bought it from Colette, the shop.
That was his first publication.
Yeah, and it's a real thin book.
I remember seeing that
black.
back in the, next to the register in the glass cabinet.
Yeah. So I had that, and I bought them from Colette, and I forgot, I paid whatever I paid, but I bought them all from them, maybe 120 copies. And, that was an edition of 1,000 maybe.
Wow.
Or 2,000, sorry. But I bought 120 copies or something. So I sold some, and then I actually boxed a bunch. And I was just like, whatever. Like, these are I didn't think of it as value.
Right.
So I had a whole bunch just in a box, and I forgot about it.
Right.
And then years go by, he blows up. I found the box. And I was like, shit. And I was selling them for $300 each, and they were selling easily.
Yeah.
$300.
That's a shit ton of money.
And not on eBay. This was just in the glass case at the store.
Wow.
Like, I was not doing it on eBay. I was just thinking, at that moment, I was kind of like, God, eBay's kind of like a bad look.
Right.
I didn't want to be Giant Robot selling shit on eBay like that. And I wanted it to just sell naturally on its own from its value in my shop. Anyways, so I actually contacted him because we had a relationship at that point where I could, contact him. And I said, hey, man, I don't want to be the guy that just sells these on eBay. I also am just sitting on a bunch of stock. I'll sell them, but it's going to take a while. How about if I send you my remaining books? This is the original one that you self-published, which he acknowledged. And in exchange, I think the deal was I was going to buy something wholesale. I was going to buy one of those 4-foot figures at a wholesale price, like a really cheap price.
Right.
Like, give me a deal on one of these 4-foot figures, and I'll give you that money. And here's the books. Take the books. And I'm still that way. He's not losing a cent, and I'm gaining. I'll be buying this thing. And this at that time, I don't think it had. It was still coming out. They were still coming out. They weren't like rare and expensive yet.
Right.
He was still releasing them. I just said I want the opportunity to buy it.
Yeah.
And not like whatever.
Is it the Metacom figures?
One of the big ones, those 4-foot ones, right?
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. And then I never talked to him again.
You sent him the books.
Oh, I sent him the books, and I've never heard from him again. And I've tried to reach out to him.
That's $30,000 worth of fucking books there.
Or something, right? A lot. And
$300 times like 100.
Well, yeah, well, it was less. So 65 copies, I think, but still a lot of money. And he wouldn't respond to any call, any message, any email. And I even went through an agent of his who I kind of knew a little bit, and they said they'd reach out, and that never happened.
What a dick.
So he owes me money.
What a fucking dick.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. I was kind of like, whatever, but I mean, that's still out there, and he still does owe me. There's no other argument to that. He cannot argue that he doesn't owe me money. He owes me money. Or something.
Dick.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah. So.
He could fucking just give you a small painting and fucking it would pay for it.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll take that. But I mean, it wasn't even that what I was looking for. I was looking for something that wasn't going to cost him anything.
Well,
he wouldn't lose a cent out of it at the time.
Here's the thing.
This is already a long time ago. But I mean, yeah, it's never been resolved.
Here's the, you know what? I don't know. I kind of want to see it like you fucking kind of dodged a bullet to a certain degree because of the fact that like those 4-foot cause figures. I remember when I went to, last time I was in Japan, I visited Medicon. My friend Ash works there. And, we wanted to like, take a tour of Medicom and see what was going on there. And you go inside like the lobby and there's the gigantic fucking cause, figures and stuff like that. Like huge ones. They had even bigger ones from my understanding. And
I think they helped build that one dissected one that was in his shop, which was whatever, 8 feet tall or something. Yeah. And this is a long time. That's already like 15 years ago.
But here's the thing. Those figures are made out of vinyl.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware the vinyl off gassing and all that shit, but still there was I'd rather have my books back at this point.
Right. Well, I'd rather have the books back too, because you probably could sell them for $500 now.
Maybe more.
Yeah,
I kid you not. Probably more. And I think I mailed him 65 copies.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was quite a lot, and it's like, but I just went on the good word that he was gonna take care of his end, and he did not. He received the books and said "fuck you," basically. Yeah.
What a dick. But like the thing about the off-gassing and vinyl is that like vinyl toys, the reason why vinyl even became vinyl when it came to the art toy movement had a lot to do with the entire Michael Lau.
Oh, for sure.
And that Hong Kong art toy movement. And the reason why they chose to do vinyl was because it was the absolute most affordable way for them to produce the toys that they wanted to produce,
right?
At the numbers that they needed to produce it at, and they basically found the cheapest material they could find,
right,
and fucking squeezed it out, And the thing is that like you take a 4-foot fucking cause figure, I don't even know how much something like that would weigh.
There's an armature in it though of some sort, for what it's worth. I don't know what it's made out of.
It has to have a metal armature in it.
I'm assuming so. I've never seen the inside.
Because that shit will collapse on itself from the weight. If it when you get to 50, 60 years, it will fucking crumble.
Probably.
Yeah.
So. Whatever, but I would have sold it anyway. So there. But yeah, just so you know, that's my story with at the end, of cause. Like I haven't talked to him since. So
actually, one of the things that we kind of talked about now this got me thinking, and
hopefully it got you mad.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely I like it makes me not fucking like him. It makes me not like him at all. I still respect him as a colleague to a certain degree,
right?
But I'm not like oh, starry eyes for cause. I'm like, what a fucking dick. Go fuck yourself, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I already did not like his Snoopy work or Peanuts work, so fucking because SpongeBob, I give zero fucks about SpongeBob,
right?
I'm too old for fucking to understand or understand SpongeBob. Right. Smurfs, I don't really give a shit about Smurfs either,
right?
Fucking what other big characters that did he do?
Big Bird and
the fucking Sesame Street shit,
Come on, that's history, man. That's our history.
Yeah, it is history.
He did an Astro Boy. He did a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, he did a fucking Boba Fett, a Darth Vader, fucking blah blah blah.
Yeah,
he did the fucking Michelin Man, whatever. But fucking Peanuts, that's
crossing the line.
That's a sacred ground for me. Fucking, I cannot I don't know what kind of relationship he has with the people who own those IPs.
I don't know. Paying licenses, maybe he's they think he's helping them keep afloat in some weird way.
I think he only has to pay the licenses if he actually creates products from it.
Like Uniqlo stuff, maybe there's some kind of collab there.
Right.
In which I don't know.
Like the Sesame Street stuff he probably did.
It helps elevate those little brands, like maybe Sesame Street.
Yeah, a little brand like Sesame Street.
They could use that infusion of fine art cause stuff, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that even really fucking fine art?
Is it art again? Oh yeah, wait, I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it's. When I create graphics for a T-shirt, I don't create them thinking I'm creating fine art.
Right.
I think I'm creating a design.
Well, he makes a painting out of this shit too, doesn't he? Eventually?
Does he? I don't know. If he does, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen them as paintings.
I wouldn't know.
If he did, I'd fucking laugh. Fucking think it's a fucking. I'd laugh because it's fucking a joke.
Right.
But like.
I mean, he's done all that other shit on paintings, right?
Like what?
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
He did a whole shitload of SpongeBob's.
Well, like I said, I give zero fucks about fucking SpongeBob. Yeah. I mean, like, the only time I fucking, like even immersed myself a little bit into SpongeBob was because, I don't know, I was dating a person who fucking...
Like SpongeBob?
Grew up with SpongeBob.
Wow.
And so I was just kind of... And she was watching SpongeBob one day, and I sat down, and I watched it with her, and I was like, this show's fucking insane.
Wow.
Bravo on its insanity. But like
it's done a good thing.
But like when you watch a children's cartoon that is so crazy that you're just like, whoa, like, okay, you've piqued my interest a little bit. Not enough for me to like glue myself to the TV every time it fucking comes on, but like, maybe once in a rare while if I'm just feeling like silly.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think that like, yeah, Peanuts fucking crossed the line. Have any weird comments come up?
Wanted to read one. This is still back a little bit. RJQ says, seems like we're living in the copycat era in all sorts of things, and these folks often get more credit and following than the originals. It's just a sad thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like at the same time, like, this actually, it just kind of dawned on me like this idea of accessibility. Mm-hmm. Like Nara's work is completely inaccessible by me.
Yeah.
Completely.
Sure.
Like, the only thing I could be able to ever get my hands on from him is a book.
Yeah.
Or like, back when he did those toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got both of those.
Just imagine though too, is it even books are as even important now as they were? Because Nara has a lot of books. They're mostly old. Yeah. I mean, they're amazing, but they're mostly old.
Yeah.
These copycat guys have Instagram. That's new, and that's what everyone's using more than books, I think. So,
right.
Nara has books and Instagram. These guys have Instagram. They're right. So.
Yeah, but Nara's also got Instagram.
But these guys don't want to. I don't know if these guys care to release books.
Yeah, I've been like,
I think they're
on and off about books myself. Like, part of me wants to do a second book. Mm-hmm. I think I should do a second book, but I'm also like, like the first book didn't do. I don't know how much the first book did for me, but like, would a second book really be that good of an investment?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think that like, like when was the last time Nara did a book aside from the one that compiles everything?
I mean, we do have a book that seemed to come out maybe in the last couple of years. I do have a newer book.
Like fucking like Murakami books. I always pick up a Murakami book when he publishes it.
Sure.
But
each book kind of by Murakami like has like a meaning of some sort of like time capsule. Seems like Nara's almost seems like maybe it has new work, but the books will almost look like they're old books.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, like the book that you have right now at the store, it looks like older work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I think that one's kind of the more recent one.
I don't even know how recent it is. I think it looks like I'm under the impression that it came out like.
I think it's
before the fucking huge one.
I think it's the last couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, that is one thing I can definitely say about, Murakami is that like, his work has much more dramatic kind of transitions year to year.
Sure.
Yeah. So whether he's doing like the Buddha, the saints or whatever, the Buddhist kind of,
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Wow, that was crazy stuff.
you know, yeah, to like his last show, which was all about kind of pop culture and whatever, you know, like especially the stuff in the upstairs room at the Gagosian,
Yeah.
you know, where
Yeah.
you know everything was square and like it had like it's basically like Instagrammable kind of.
The explanations and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, him wearing a fucking Kanye fucking suit and shit like that,
Oh my God.
you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Another comment came in by Billy Craven, who says the Copycats are just cover bands. You know.
yeah, but they're pretty fucking popular cover bands, man. I wish, you know.
Yeah, but he said, it's interesting. He said they could play the chords and they could hit those notes, but they can't write the songs. Ooh.
Oh,
Booyah. That's harsh. Awesome.
that is harsh.
That's good, though.
Yeah, but if they were just wannabes, if they were like the small fry fucking wannabes, I wouldn't take any issue to it at all.
Yeah, just the fact that they're kind of popular.
Yeah, the fact that they like, you know, have like, you know, 20 to, you know, 40,000 more followers than me, you know, 20 to 60 more more followers than 60,000 followers than I do. It's just kind of like, you know, like what is going on here? You know, like,
you know, dude, check this comment out if you don't mind me interrupting. By Visage, Luke Chu toys are absolute fine arts in Mexico.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know that they are appreciated down there.
So there,
you know,
booyah.
That's nice.
That
That's
is
nice
fine
to hear.
art.
That is nice to hear. You know, it's you know, the you know, I don't know, fucking, yeah. It is a you know, I think a lot of it is kind of like timing.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
For
you know,
sure.
like when did you come up? Whose attention did you grab?
Yeah.
You know, and like,
you're a generation deep in your career for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I mean, technically you could argue generation by time, but by the generation how fast media is now, it's like 2 generations, you know? Like,
yes.
It's
yes.
or even 3 maybe. It's gone that, you know?
Right. No,
like
I definitely identified 2.
Yeah.
You know, like my generation and the following generation. Like you know, like we've had this conversation before on this podcast, but like, you know, I think it's always fun to kind of bring it up.
No one remembers anyway.
Yeah, no one remembers. But like it has a lot to do with, you know, Yosuke found it very interesting in that, like, you know, I kind of see this, you know, latter 20th century pop art movement as broken up into generations.
Right.
You know, like the first generation is the Robert Williams, Anthony Osgang, Piz, you know, kind of generation. The second
that already might be 2 generations, right? Like the Piz is like actually younger, who then followed Robert Williams, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's already 2 right there.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Robert Williams is like 70 something odd years old.
Right.
Piz Piz actually passed away, right?
Killed himself.
Yeah, I believe he did, and he was younger, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was young, but he was,
I mean, like 50s maybe or something, right?
maybe a little older.
Yeah.
But like, you know, and then, you know, like you have the following generation of dudes, like, you know, like the Gary Basemans, Tim Biscups, Camila Rose Garcias, Mark Rydens.
Sure.
You know, and then you have the next generation, which is the generation I would fall into, which is like the Crayolas, Audrey Kawasaki's, myself, trying to think of other bigger names, and there's a ton of them, you know.
Right.
But then you have the next generation of kids after that, which includes like the Matt Gondeks, the you know,
Soy Milk.
You know, there's a lot of like, you know, young artists whose names are kind of evading me right now because I'm got such a shit memory, that are coming up, and like they have huge fucking followings.
Oh yeah.
Huge ones, like on Instagram,
Sure.
and you know, like hundreds of thousands of followers.
That's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
but like then like
They're resonating for sure.
right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, as I saw somewhat recently, like, you know, and like most people, it's common sense about this is common sense too. Is like just because you have 104,000 fucking followers doesn't mean you have 104,000 sales.
Oh no, for sure.
You know, and
It's possible in the end. So maybe they have no money. You know,
right.
like they're spending a lot to look a certain way, to be at places, but then ultimately their bank account might be a lot of zeros. You know.
You mean just a low number?
Yeah, a bunch of there's no number in front of the zeros. I'm saying zero, like nothing. But I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? They maybe they pay to fly all these places, to be at the right places, to be in the right photos, but ultimately it's like maybe they're just not making any money.
I don't even know if
really
they're
possible.
even doing that. I think a lot of them are just posting artwork.
Yeah, but
You
you know, like
know.
that one dude's got pictures of him with Murakami and him here and there, and
Right.
it's just
I don't even know where
it's-
that guy's based out of.
It's all me neither, but it's all perception.
I'm
you know?
I'm assuming like
I don't think he's in L.A.
no.
Yeah,
No, I don't think he's LA. I think he's Asia or like because I remember seeing his work for the first time in Singapore.
mm-hmm.
You know, and a friend of mine who is a big art collector,
Right.
like big art collector. You know, love to see if he'd be willing to be on the podcast sometime, but like big enough to like where fucking like museums will fly him out
Wow.
to come to these galas and stuff like that. And
Amazing.
like when I hung out with him in Singapore, I watched him, like we were going through a Singapore art fair, and he was like, I'll take this and I'll take that.
Wow.
And then he's like, okay, we're going to go to the what's her name, Yayoi Kusama
Right.
show, and she's like, and he's like, okay, well, I want to go to the VIP room, and the gallery opens it up to the VIP room where, like, you know, they had all these other different like sculptural pieces, and I was just like, who the fuck am I hanging out with here? And you saw these like metal bronze shoes, and like, I'll take a pair of these. I'll take one of these, and I want number one out of the series.
Wow.
And I was just like, Jesus Christ! And like you know, basically, I watched him throw like 6 digits easily,
Wow.
you know, in an afternoon. And
Yeah.
you know, like I had never seen that kind of like art collector in my life. And he bought a piece from he's bought some of my stuff, and he's bought like just to support like young artists and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
you know, and the condition was that we put his name on the painting somewhere.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Weird.
You know, yeah, that was for the first one, and like he did one too, like where he had his character and he had his name on it. You know, I don't feel like I should, like, you know, like unveil the name of the collector I'm talking about, just because it's not cool to, like, you know, mention people behind their backs. But yeah, you know, so like, you know, that one, what's his name again? Joji, and I can't remember his fucking name. It's, you know, yeah, Javi. You know,
Right.
you know, like,
Right.
you know, yeah, like that's when I kind of discovered his work, or learned about his work, and you know, I saw it and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, looks like Nara. Next,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
and
That's funny.
you know,
Yeah.
So, but like, you know, he's gotten some sculpts out there.
Yeah.
You know, he's done a bear brick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Cool. No, I'm
don't
kidding.
know.
Whatever, man. Doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's funny because of the fact that, like, you know, actually a friend of my cousin and I were talking on Monday night, when I was in the studio, and he was like, "Oh, have you heard of this one artist?" And I'm like, "Who?" I can't remember. I think his name is Jerkface.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, I've heard of Neckface, you know, but like I don't know Jerkface. And he sends me a link to his profile on Instagram, and I opened it up. I was already following him. He was like, you know, had a insane amount of, he had like, I don't know, 114, 116, I can't remember the number,
Wow.
16,000 followers, you know, and
Jerk
his work,
face.
yeah. And, like, but his work never shows up on my feed. Never.
Oh.
And it just goes to show you that even being verified and having a shit ton of followers, the algorithm gives zero fucks.
Yeah.
You know, about like who you are.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It like anyone who tries to fucking fight it is just not going to fucking put a
There-
dent into it.
There's a lot of people who want to figure out what the algorithm, like, what is it, right? But it keeps changing, I think. So in the beginning of Instagram, did you start Instagram right away? Like when it first came out?
I don't know if when it first came out, but
Okay, I was on it the first day, I think, or day or two.
oh really?
So yeah. So I got Giant Robot as a name. Actually, I remember I signed up other people because I was like, oh, this is a rad thing. I think I signed up a few people. Like I just got their screen names because I was like, oh, other people are going to take it. You know, so here it is. So I did that for some people, and then I remember the beginning to get the algorithm. The algorithm was that you have to follow people, and if you follow people, the more people you follow, the more that they will like your photo that you post. So if I posted a photo and I followed a bunch of people, they would all come to my, you know, it would show up on their feed, right? And then it would show up on their feed, they would hit a like.
Right.
And then the faster you did that, the more people you followed at that moment, they would like your photo back. And then it would get on the, like, they had like a page that was like the explore other people's things, you know?
Right.
It would, my Giant Robot photo would always be in there. I would get it in there, into that spot. So I'd get a lot of followers because it was like, you know, it's the Explorer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's why like Giant Robot's account, I have 6,000 people I'm following because in the beginning I was just adding people, like indiscriminately just adding a bunch of people. Then I was getting them to like my photos, and then that's how I was doing in the beginning because I was like, who cares? You know, I'm just like having fun with this. It's like you playing that 10 Million Wives game, right? You're just pushing a button over and over and over, right? So I was doing that.
I totally forgot about that game.
Yeah. So I was doing that with Instagram. I was just hitting likes and following people. And then, you know, lo and behold, thousands of people I followed. And now, you know, but then the algorithm one day changed. I remember it didn't work anymore. And I was like, oh, algorithm changed. And, you know, then I was like, fuck, now I'm stuck with all these people I followed. And you can't unfollow them easily.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck with a shit load of people.
Oh, I unfollow people.
Yeah, but it takes, I mean,
It's a pain to do it,
Yeah,
but like
unfollowing like 200 people, how long will that take, you know?
hours.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
You know, but like, you know, if you want to have an uncluttered feed,
I know. I can't do anything about it.
Like,
but
you know,
but that's how Instagram started. And so, yeah.
I have like, you know, people whom, if there's anyone I'm following on the, you know, on Instagram that I unfollowed, don't take any offense to it, please.
Yeah, I've been doing that too a little, but sometimes I look at my feed and I'm like, oh, what's this photo? Like, what is this? Why does this show up? And then I might unfollow the person because I'm like, why am I even following this person?
Right.
And I realized that it probably was in the very beginning of Instagram. I gave him a follow right
I
away.
have no idea. Like, I kind of like, you know how like, I mean, I am really bad at PMs on Instagram PMs.
Oh yeah, but some people use that as like text messaging.
Right. And
But-
fuck that.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm not so good with that either.
You know, but the thing is
Just
that
not
like,
comfortable.
you know, there are the people that you are following, and then there are people that aren't following you that send you a PM or like tagged you in a
Right.
story or something.
Sure.
And like if I see someone actually take the time to write something, and I read it, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this warrants a reply.
Sure.
I will hit a button to, like, you know, I think it's an accept button, accept the message,
Yep.
you know, button. And I don't know whether or not that means I'm actually now following them,
I don't know.
you know. But the thing is that, like, you know, as I go through my feed, and I want like an art feed. I want
Sure.
something to just kind of like, I open up and I see a lot of different styles and ideas and, you know, whatever that, you know, with a smattering of friends doing.
Well, you hope
their
it
thing.
inspires you or something, right? Or excites you. Yeah,
Right.
of course, right?
Yeah.
So I look at mine, I'm like, God, that food photo that doesn't even look like good food, right? I see, like, I followed so many people that I'm like, God, that doesn't look good. And that vacation photo does not look good.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You're hiking. Picture of you on a hill, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, why am I following that? So then I would unfollow some people, but then, I'm stuck with too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could mute people. eYoung45 says you could mute on Instagram. And
I mute on Instagram too.
And I think when you do that, they don't know, like they won't know that you're doing that to them.
No, they don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you could do that.
I've muted plenty of people on Instagram.
Is there a one button mute, or do you have to go into the thing? And
You have to go into the.
I wish there was like a swipe left on it.
It's like you hit the 3 buttons and you go in there and you.
Yeah,
you know.
the burger. You got to hit the. Yeah, I just wish you could
The
swipe.
burger, is that what it's called?
Well, because it does it have lines like a burger, or I'm not sure.
No, it's 3 dots.
Okay, so it's not a burger.
Oh.
Because a lot of websites have it and it looks like a burger.
Oh,
So people call it
right.
a burger.
Huh.
Yeah. But so I wish you could just swipe left and it'd be done with. That'd be nice, right? Yeah. So I remember also back in the day, the Jew and the Lotus podcast with Daniel Rolnick. One time I was looking at his feed. So he showed me his Instagram feed. And it's like, oh, there's chicks and like art and more chicks and art and chicks, right? It was like that. And I was kind of like laughing, going, shit. And then he goes, I was like, man, that's your feed? Like, that's funny. And then he goes, well, I'm sure yours has a bunch of chicks too. I show him mine and it's like food, art, stuff. There's none, right? Like nothing came up. I was like, look, are there any? There's none. And his was just all chicks like in bikinis and stuff. And like, it's just hilarious. I was like,
very
laughing.
apprehensive of adding, girls that are attractive that I have never met.
Yeah. I mean, that's what but he had a whole bunch of them. And I was like laughing going, oh my God.
Like,
It's just funny.
This kind of like goes into this like, I guess you could say it's a philosophy I have about beautiful people, and that is that like I refuse to give anything more that I'll be giving to anybody else.
Right.
If you're beautiful.
Right.
Because the way I see it is you've had everything. The beautiful people have had everything handed to them. Fuck you. You're not getting an inch from me, unless you give me an inch.
Right.
So it's like, and for like the kind of work that I do and the kind of like, audience that my work attracts, like I know fucking beautiful people don't give a shit about what I fucking do. It's all just fucking like, my work is piss, shit, and vinegar, and fucking and like if ever like, the one of the things that I always like encounter in like, when I do like events or something like that, and if like some like insanely hot chick fucking like, approaches the table, for a signature or something like that. Like, I know what the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is.
Oh, what's that?
My boyfriend is the biggest fan.
Damn.
So, and it inevitably works out like that.
And then what do you do?
I'm like, oh, well, that's very nice of you to come out here and wait in line for him.
Wow.
Why? And so where is he? Because like, like, why are you like slaving for him?
So you don't say anything at the end like, so tell your brother I said hi. Tell your little brother I said hi or something.
It's just, I mean, like it's either way. It's like I appreciative of like, anybody who is, willing to stand in line, if there is a line.
Right.
Because I know I wouldn't stand in line.
Right.
For anything these days, except for maybe a roller coaster.
Well, what about ramen? We stayed in a little bit of a line.
But it's not a line. Okay. That's just like a
congregation of people. There was no line. You're right. Yeah. Wait, you wanted to get in line in Hawaii though to get some free thing that we couldn't get for free.
Yeah, I would be because I was curious.
We wouldn't have been able to get it for free.
No, we wouldn't have gotten it.
No.
But like I see that queue and I'm like, these people know something that I don't.
Right.
You know, I want to like, you know.
It's so stupid. I was there going, nah, man. And you're just like, how about if let's just go? I was like, no.
I'm like I'm a
It's
dork
cool.
for those
It's
things.
awesome.
You know, like I see like, you know, something.
You sniffed opportunity. And there was really none. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Very funny.
like, you know, it's adverse, you know, situations like that create memories.
Yeah, or maybe it creates a different opportunity. Who knows? I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like the line that we saw was basically for the
It's a
Hawaiian Air, like credit Mastercard, you know, Hawaiian Air
Airline.
Mastercard thing. Yeah,
And what was the free gift?
It was a bag,
Oh, a tote bag.
a tote bag.
Yeah.
an ugly tote bag.
Yeah, it was co-done with an artist, I guess. in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
it wasn't my thing.
Yeah,
Definitely not my thing.
yeah. We
you
didn't know what it was. We
So-
thought we were gonna get up there and it was gonna be like free something, poke
Yeah.
bowls or something.
for something good.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But like, I just was shocked by how many people were waiting in line for.
It was a long ass line.
Yeah.
But people in Hawaii do that. They wait in line.
They're like
for
the
shit.
English, man. They just like to queue.
Oh,
You know,
man.
so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, now I'm not saying that like every single like, you know, attractive woman that like, you know, is like that, but I would say it's about like 80%.
Wow.
You know,
So what's the other 20% then? That
they
sounds good.
they just don't even say like anything. You
Oh.
know, like so I'm usually just kind of assuming.
Oh,
I just like, oh, well, she must be getting this for her boyfriend, or they're usually with they're usually with like friends or something like that, like a guy friend or something.
or they're
like
with
that.
their parent.
Well, that's no bueno for me. You
They're
know,
with their parent.
I mean, I do dip deeper into the well, but like I'm not deeping that deep in the well. You know, so you know, I mean, you know.
Funny. Oh man.
But you know, so I think, well, maybe that's the reason why I'm trying to let go of like the ridiculously sad shit and kind of like, I mean, and mostly because I'm not really there anymore.
Right.
You know, I'm not as like, life sucks, I wish I was dead. I mean, like, no, I am very much that, but like, I'm not in that life sucks, I want to cut myself and fucking like do a ton of drugs and, you know, drool all over myself and, you know, fucking, you know, in the corner of my fucking place, you know, kind of thing, you know. I'm more just like, oh yeah, life is life.
That's the way.
I don't know. I do not know. You know, I need to find new depths, you know, that aren't just in the most primal places, you know, because, you know, I think, you know, primally we all just kind of like, it's easy to just go to like, you know, woe is me,
Right.
you know, and, you know, and yeah, anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah, wait. So how long is the whatchamacallit show going to be up for?
Revival.
Revival.
The revival shows up for another couple weeks, basically.
I've got some pieces in there.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have pieces in there, it means you didn't sell them before.
Yeah, I know.
I guess. But we'll try to sell them now.
Hawaii has no love for me.
They do. They just want free drawings, and
Yeah.
they want people want their girlfriends to come and get their drawings from you and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. They're, you know, what can I do? But like, how many paintings? I got 3 paintings in there.
Yeah, there's supposed to be more, and once I started putting all the art up, I was like, oh shit, I got too much art. That's what happened. I had like mass plans. I was like, I'm going to show these other ones and older ones of yours, which I had.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, I don't have space.
Oh.
You know, so yeah, I was like,
Wait, which other older paintings? I know you have the arm and a leg painting.
yeah, I forgot. I looked at a bunch, and I was like, oh, I have this.
Bunch.
Yeah, I have some. I have one with I think there's one with a chicken in it.
You have a chicken one?
I think I have a chicken one. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have a chicken one. So
Which chicken one was it?
I forgot. But I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in the office?
Yeah. That's in the office.
Damn. So much unsold work that I'm like so bad at keeping up with like where
Yeah. Oh.
unsold stuff is.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
I have them.
I wonder what it was for.
I don't remember. Maybe it was. It showed in Hawaii or something at the museum, perhaps.
You have some like really shitty fucking stuff that
Some old drawings.
Yeah,
I have.
did.
Oh, those are pretty raw. I've got some of those.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Like I'm glad those are not up.
Yeah.
You know, like you can return those, so I can burn them.
I have those.
You know.
Yeah.
But you can return them.
Yeah. Those are a little bit raw.
Yeah. No, those are. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing then. I was trying to do anything other than like what I'm known for. You know, like I just want to fucking like run away.
Some of those have sold. So, another thing that we should talk about: Post-it show. The invites went out finally.
Oh.
I haven't done any yet, but I've been telling people. So
Nice.
yeah, Post-it shows already. You know, when that happens, that's like the end of the year, man. Like that signals the end of the year. So
Wow.
yeah, so the Post-it show invites went out. It's going to be in already a couple of months, 2 months. We're going to be in December.
Jesus.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So I'm sure a lot of you folks who are listening know what Post-it show is.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of Post-its, art on Post-its, and you're most likely not invited if you didn't get an email. Well, not yet. I mean, but not yet.
There's still some like great artists out there that I'm hoping that some of the kids that I invited, you know.
Yeah. I hope some do it.
No.
But we'll see how it goes.
Did like
Post-it show.
Yeah. That's
we just get to talk about it because we just started.
Man,
you know,
I gotta fucking start working on those, man.
yeah. Wait, you're not going to be there, you said, right?
No, I'm probably gonna be in Singapore.
Singapore toy thing or something?
No, it's this thing called Culture Cartel.
Wow.
Now, I think it's kind of more street arty.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know, kind of related stuff.
Cool.
And so, yeah, they're flying me out, and
Awesome.
I'm going to probably stick around for a handful of weeks, which might mean
You might be there for the New Year's.
No. I'll probably be there from late November till like early December.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Right.
which means we might have to Skype the show.
Oh, wow. We'll figure it out.
You know, it'll be fun because I would love to get Jeffrey Coe on.
Uh-huh.
You know Jeffrey Coe?
No.
Oh, he's the owner of Flab Slab.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
he has one of the most entertaining Facebook, you know,
Awesome.
like presences. Like, you know, because he's like the take no shits fucking like toy guy.
Wow.
Like he will like openly like fucking mock you and fucking like bitch about you like to the world,
Wow.
you know.
Awesome.
So he has a lot to say about the collector culture of Asia. So, and you know, he's done some really like, you know, he knows a lot of artists, especially in Asia, and has worked with.
We'll get Jeffrey Coe on.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do it.
he'll be great.
Sounds good. Flab Slab.
Flab Slab,
Right
float like a butterfly,
Is he,
sting like a bee.
and he's not coming to Designer Con?
He's not this
Okay.
year. So,
Yeah.
but you know,
Wait, speaking of which, that's coming up soon. That's still over a month away, right?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
But
I
it's
think it is.
coming because
Is that November, like middle?
middle,
right?
early middle.
Yeah.
Which means I need to start fucking like getting like my last minute shit fucking produced, like
Right.
pins and t-shirts.
Get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Oh,
already
God.
have the designs. I just need to fucking get them to fuck.
Oh, so I did have one comment that came on my Facebook page. June Watanabe, the what is it called?
June.
He's the what is it called? He has a name here that he uses. He's basically an approved accountant or something,
Oh.
right? And he says, I think you're right on your podcast that the economy is slow, like people are just not spending.
Oh.
And you know, he wrote that. And I don't know why all of a sudden he wrote that, but he wrote that on my Facebook page, and I was like, oh shit. Because like he didn't seem like he believed me for a while. Then he just all of a sudden came out and said that
It's like,
yesterday.
huh,
Just
now
wrote
that
that.
you say it. Yeah.
And he said that, and I was like, "Oh shit," because I think it's true. But
Right.
yeah, I'm noticing it. So
Hmm.
so I always wonder, it's like, how is Decon gonna do, and how is the holiday season gonna do, and all that stuff. You know, it's hard to tell. But I feel like there's I don't know. there's an uneasiness or something, you know.
Yeah.
There's definitely an ill wind of some sort. So,
Right.
but however, I did do that craft fair, Kokoro Craft
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You did that
And,
on Sunday. How was it?
It didn't do as well as last year. I had a bad place, like setup wise, a really bad location in my opinion in their building. And then there was Cicluvia, the bicycle event that took place right outside. So like a lot of roads were blocked, and a lot of people probably said, "Fuck this, I'm not going" because of that. So all that happened at the same time, but people still bought stuff. So no complaints. But
Did you make a profit?
oh yeah, of course. But then it just felt really like lackluster. And I think I had a few bigger sales that helped put the number back up. But I mean, it felt a little lackluster because of that. I think it's the bicycle thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, because people on bikes, they invited everybody on bikes to come in and all that stuff. But it's like, man, if you're on a bike, you're not going to buy stuff.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Didn't work out. So it wasn't the best.
That
but,
was the thing I met up. I stopped by last year.
Yeah,
It?
I mean, it's not, I wouldn't tell people to go necessarily. I'll just tell people I'm there. But like, I wouldn't suggest you go there and do your Christmas shopping there. It's not for everybody.
No.
It's for a group of some sort or a certain, you know.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody to just go there and be like stoked on stuff.
No, it's
if you like giant robot stuff, we're the only ones like it. There's no one else like that. And there's like, you know, people making jewelry and stuff. But it looks like I bet you, the median age for people buying stuff might be like 50, 60, 50.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
definitely an older kind of.
Yeah, it's not
scene.
like 20s. There's hardly any customers that are like 20. Mm-hmm. The customers are more like 40 and 50, 60.
I remember going last year and looking at the at Mark Max Toy Guy.
Oh yeah, the show.
Yeah,
it was worth going just for that.
Yeah, that was a
Very
good
cool.
show.
Yeah,
you know, and what's up there now?
I don't know. I didn't go inside. Yeah, it was definitely democracy related, like some kind of, you know, social justice-y thing. And I think Visual Communications is a kind of a media group that's Asian American based that started kind of like right after Vietnam War, I think.
Okay.
They have an exhibition on the top floor, but that's the two shows.
So you weren't like where you were last year?
Where I was, no. Absolutely not. I was upstairs and kind of like.
I didn't even know there were booths upstairs.
Yeah, see, there wasn't upstairs, and a lot of people don't know, so I was up there. Yeah.
Sucks.
Anyway, but yeah, so the economy.
You got screwed.
But the economy thing is a little bit shaky, in my opinion. I think. Yeah. I don't know though, but then I've heard people say, absolutely not. That's bullshit. You know, like nothing's gonna go wrong. We're actually strong, and that's not gonna happen. There's not gonna be a crash. You know. I've heard people say that too. Like, well, but nobody knows, right?
I don't know if there'll be a quote unquote. I mean, like, not every recession like is preceded by a crash, is it?
I have no idea. I've only been through that one, and that one had a crash.
Yeah, well, that one definitely had a crash.
Yeah.
But like all economies, you know, ebb and flow.
Yeah, but
you know?
we've been flowing.
Time for an ebb.
Yeah,
we've
been flowing. I mean, if you've been doing any kind of business in the last 6 years, you've been flowing for 6 years. And if you've been doing bad, that means your business wasn't that good because you should have been profitable if you're doing business.
Right.
The last 6 years. But now if you're expected to like continue into year 7, be careful. That's my opinion.
Really? Has it been that long? 6 years.
I don't know. I would say like we've been pretty strong for the last 6 years.
Yeah. Okay. 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I think so.
Agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, year 7. I don't know. We're gonna find out, and maybe it'll be. You know, it's like maybe we'll go to the well one more time before we're gonna be like fucking eating ramen. Yeah. Yeah. Very possible.
Well.
Be ready. Get them salty taste buds ready for ramen. And I'm talking about the Maruchan shit. The top I'm talking about top ramen. Yeah.
This is the worst. Not that Nissan fucking stuff.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. Oh, and I had one other comment during this week that you're going to love. Luke Chu, the bear, is better than the Jew from The Jew and the Lotus.
What?
Someone said that. Yeah.
Oh, that is too nice.
Yeah. They said that.
Well, what are they measuring it for? Because like
your insight, things you talk about, things you say. It's
Oh,
Yeah, they like you better. I haven't, so that was a compliment.
huh.
Yeah, they like
Interesting.
they like the show even better than the last one that I did.
Really?
Yeah, but this version's even better. 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah, so I'm honored that at least one listener said that, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, I didn't.
Well,
of course, I played a game face. Oh, thanks, but I'm kind of like, oh, that's really cool to hear.
Yeah, that is cool to
Just
hear.
an evolution of some.
This, and if you want to like get like weird.
But I mean, this wasn't to compare though. But somebody, I guess you draw a comparison where you can. So someone did, and I was like, oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you want to like look at it in terms of like a very politically incorrect way, this show is basically still the Jew and the Lotus.
No,
Because you know what they say about Chinese people.
that they're the Jews of Asia. I've heard that
Yep,
before.
yep.
You know what? I've heard white person say that.
Oh, that's not cool.
I've heard that. I've heard that said by a white person before I've ever knew that was a thing.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah. And I was like, what? I think I was, I didn't know this. And I think I heard it right after high school, like that late. Like I didn't know about it. In junior high, I wouldn't have known. But maybe like a year out of high school, I heard someone say that, a white person say that. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, huh? And I was like, weird.
Wow, I'm surprised. Here's the question: would Giant Robot ever cover this like stereotype of Chinese people being the Jews of Asia?
Cover it?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean article-wise?
Yeah.
Maybe we. God, I'm thinking, did we? But I don't think we did.
I don't think you did either.
No, I don't think we did. But it's not out of bounds.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because
Well, then we'd probably have done an article somehow like comparing and contrasting. We would have done like something with a chart. You know.
Well, it's like the chart goes like
maybe there's a little
Koreans are the Irish, Japanese are the Germans, and
What?
Chinese are the Jews.
Yeah, I never heard that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the
We'd probably
Japanese
make a
as
chart
the
or something.
Germans kind of thing is kind of like I think reminiscent of like the World War II
yeah.
kind of thing.
For sure.
And Koreans being the Irish, because they just drink a shit ton.
I see.
They
They do. Yeah. They party.
Yeah,
They party. Yeah.
they
yeah.
like to party.
So wait, one question I've always had is Hitler, right, sided with Japan, right?
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How come like all those neo-Nazis don't like Japanese people? They should be loving me. They should be like,
What are you
bro.
talking about, man? Fucking Andrew Yang's got that fucking alt-right fucking backup.
But he's Chinese.
Okay, Andrew Yang.
What the fuck? I don't know. I always thought that's funny. Oh, and
I can do it because I'm not white.
so Albert Reyes says our podcast is way better.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
Yeah. So there.
Wow.
Booyah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even though I just kind of like just dive right into politically incorrect, shenanigans.
Oh, well, that's that. I mean, I think that's not new, man. It's okay. We could do this. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're good.
That I'm glad that like after 32 episodes, we're still
Oh yeah, we're fine.
we're on solid footing.
Yeah.
That's great. It's good to hear. I love the podcast. I really love doing it. Like I drive all the
Yeah.
way from freaking San Gabriel to the west side to freaking to do this podcast. I
Yeah.
also need to get the fuck out of my apartment once in a while. So
It's worth it, man.
I got to come out here. We got to like eat. Then we
Yeah.
get to like just talk shit for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah. Right.
It's like I get to like just like release all this like these weird ideas that are brewing up in my head and just go.
But we're talking about art and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, another funny thing today that we didn't mention is Bobby Lee walked into the store.
I want him on the cast.
So you asked for that, and then the guy who does comedy night at GR says, "I want him for comedy night." So yeah, I was being hit up by two people in an instant as soon as the Bobby Lee picture went. Yeah.
Well, I would love to like I think he would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, he is.
know,
Hilarious.
like
He is
we-
hilarious. He's for real. That's the one thing. Like comedians like that are like all boring or like chill, and then they get up on stage and you're like, well, it's a whole different person.
Sure.
Bobby Lee is Bobby Lee in person and on the stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think even I mean, you can make an argument that he's as nutty in person. I mean, so first thing he does is he walks in, I go, hey, I saw you on the Fighter and the Kid podcast, which is just another podcast. And he goes, I just came out of that. I just did one right now. It's going to go up tomorrow. And he goes, that's why I'm out here on the west side, because I just did that podcast.
Where does he live?
I don't know, somewhere on the east side probably. Like I think he lives in Beechwood Canyon.
I don't even know what
It's
the
like
fuck
Hollywood.
that is.
Hollywood, basically.
Okay.
But anyway, so he said, yeah, I just came from that. And I was like, oh, cool. You've been on it before. And he goes, I've been on that a bunch of times. And I was like, I even said, I like one of the guys, but I don't like the other guy. Like the other guy. I don't like him so much. And then he was just like, oh, good. I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to bring him here and I'm going to tell him that. And, you could talk to him about it. And I was like, well, okay. It was just like weird, right? And then he goes to the other store and then he tells the guy who's working that he goes, Eric's talking all kinds of shit about you right now. and it was just like funny. And the guy's like, my guy was like, I don't know. It was just funny.
Wow.
I told him nothing. And then he saw the theft video at the Giant Robot store. And he goes, yeah, man, you're not even watching The Thieves. And he was like saying all this stuff. And I was like, the guy who's working there told me all this. I was like, shit, none of this happened. It was just funny.
Wow.
Bobby's just going around telling stories. So
does he like?
But he's a wild man on his own. Like he's funny as hell
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he seems like
Why didn't he get like? Well, I guess he was on Mad TV, but why wasn't he? I bet you he would have done Saturday Night Live if they offered it to him.
Right.
And I bet you he'd be amazing on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, absolutely.
But why would they? Who did they get? They got an Asian guy.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I forgot his name. Actually,
But who is that guy? A comedian, but
yeah, he's a comedian.
but like Bobby Lee is like a seasoned comedian that's like funny as fuck. So I always wonder why Saturday Night Live would go with some guy that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy's kind of new. He's kind of fresh. I mean, like Bobby Lee's Bobby Lee. Like people know who the fuck Bobby Lee is.
So why don't you put him on a show where he's gonna have a following and like help your show out? Because this is Asian guy really good. Because BobbyLee, I guarantee you,
what
would be amazing on Saturday Night Live.
You know what? This is what I'll say about the guy. I don't know why I'm unable to.
They can make whole sketches around Bobby Lee for Saturday Night Live. Maybe he's just too good.
Maybe
because this guy so far, what I've watched wasn't so exciting. I was just like,
yeah, he's okay. I mean,
so you wouldn't say that about Bobby Lee. You'd be like, fuck, that guy's amazing.
What's his name? Why are you not like telling me his name?
Do you know why?
Bowen Yang.
Do you know why you don't know it? Because nobody gives a fuck.
Well, here's the thing about Mr. Bowen Yang. I listened.
His name is Bowen Yang.
Bowen. Bowen. Bowen Yang.
I was like,
I listened to a little bit of his stand up from like two something Queens. I can't remember the name.
Can't remember that either because
because I just don't pay attention to that kind of thing. I listened to him like kind of talk and articulate like as his normal persona, and he kind of reminds me of Anch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh cool.
So
well, Anch is amazing.
Yeah, Anch is amazing.
Anch on Saturday Night Live. Fuck, I'd watch that instead.
Well, Anch has other like kind of aspirations, I think.
I know, but Bobby Lee would have just slayed it.
Yeah, Bobby Lee is he is funny.
Yeah.
Like, even like all his photos and stuff like that, like, are just like I remember like we were like friends on MySpace and we chatted on MySpace, and at the time he had these photos, these black and white photos of him and like his Caucasian girlfriend, not the girl that she does his podcast with.
Right.
And I was just kind of like, holy shit. Like, they're so like, cause the girl is like, like a very attractive Caucasian woman, and Bobby Lee's Bobby Lee.
Right.
I'm not saying he's unattractive. I'm just saying that
he's got a gut and he's proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he's funny. He's got a goofy face and he's proud of that too.
Exactly, as he should be. I mean, like, these are like, and he, the contrast between the two was so hilarious. I was like, oh my God, like, Yep, that's Bobby fucking Lee. You know?
He owns it. He's
You know,
amazing.
so this is a time before verification and all that other shit. So
Was it really him?
I don't know. I want to think it was.
Yeah.
Like he and I do like kind of share like weird like addiction issues kind of thing.
Oh, that yeah, and I think he probably has your toys. Yeah, your figures. He was a designer figure toy collector guy.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he used to come and buy all kinds of shit and.
Yeah, a lot of comedians were like, what's his name? The guy who smokes a shit ton of weed.
Bobcat Goldthwait?
No, younger.
Oh. Joey Diaz?
No. No, he was on the Burger Show one, and he like produced like Superbad and
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he used to come to GR and buy a bunch of toy stuff too.
He used to go to like Monkey King all the time
Sure.
and like buy a shit ton of
and
like,
he would do his
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
But he has his voice. But yeah, that dude's rad.
Yeah, I know he bought a bunch of stuff.
Actually, is he rad?
I don't know. I've never met him.
Well, I met him and he seems cool, but I mean, have you ever seen all the depictions of Asians that he puts in his movies?
No.
Like Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his movie, but Pineapple Express and the bad guy Asians were like Koreans from Korea, and it's like cool, but man, you could have put Asian. Like I think they don't. It seems like he doesn't know the difference between Asian American and Asian. I feel like he thinks they're one and the same, which I'm like, oh man, you had an opportunity to make a Korean Asian American gang. Would have been kind of cooler. Instead, you went with Korea, and it's like so many things he does. I'm always like, God, I don't know if you know the difference. And I'm not just drawing that up. There's been a few examples of this over the years where I'm like, God, you had an opportunity to do something better here, and you didn't. You actually went to the Asia card,
Right.
Yeah, and I'm always like, a little bit disappointing, but I mean, whatever. I'm not that disappointed. Come buy more shit, and I'll definitely not be disappointed.
Yeah. Come on. Pay for your like ignorance with purchases.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Wait, that should be a design of some sort. Pay for your ignorance with purchases. That should be a sign outside the store, like a GR1, like maybe a neon sign. Pay for your ignorance with purchases.
We should make that into a T-shirt. Our first Robot and the Bear T-shirt.
Pay for your ignorance
with purchases.
I love it. Yeah.
How are we doing in time?
Good, man. We're right at the end. We're at the 2.
That's pretty good for winging it.
Yeah, I guess so. Sort of.
No, last one was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Yeah, last episode we were like fucking like I didn't even like I came completely unprepared, but you were prepared. You were like you were a conductor, fucking conducting me.
No, this time I didn't. But we did, we did talk about. Wow, we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
Shit.
You did.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, like, it was a good one. Let's say I want to think that it was a good episode. I'm hoping that people will chime in and say like, yeah, it wasn't bad.
I don't know. They don't. Sometimes they're just. I don't think they.
We had a good number last time too.
Yeah, a little more people listened, so we'll see what happens.
How are we this time?
Well, right there, a little bit below, but right there. It's okay.
I even fucking posted on my own my personal fucking
doesn't help.
Instagram.
Nope. All those hot girls that follow your Instagram.
They're just like forwarding it to their busy boyfriends.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just about to say they're not listening.
They are not listening. Like, look at that fucking doughy ass motherfucker and that old man.
That's the next name. Doughy motherfucker and that old man. Let's do it. Anyway, yeah. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Did you not? Thank you.
Yep. Ditto.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Bye.